Alright guys, I got the Kuhn wheel rake here. I'm going to show you how to make it be a windrower and a tedder at the same time, all in one shot. So with the mod extracted and everything, you want to open up the XML and you're going to see the windrower unpowered. Alright, with that being said, I'm going to show you here exactly what it does. Oh, come on, it's fine. So we lower it down, as you can see, I was already messing with it, and then turn it on, just like a tedder. It's going to grab that, and when it kicks it back out, it's converting it into dry grass windrow. So therefore, you're doing it both tedding and raking in one pass. No longer have to rake everything, since Giants doesn't have it set up so within a couple days or whatever it dries out to be actual grass. Now my biggest thing with this is you want a V-shaped rake. You want it to be clearing the work area, so that way it has plenty of room to dump back in. And you can tell I've been testing this back and forth, because with these other rakes that I got converted, they're usually trying to put the grass on top of, I should say they're trying to put the dry grass on top of wet grass. And Giants doesn't like that. The game itself doesn't like that. And I'm going to show you what I mean down here. So by the time you get there and actually have some grass to pop out, it is just way too much and turns out to be a big pile. And this is the perfect setup down here to show you guys what I mean, because a couple rows right next to each other, the front one's going to be kicking out dry grass right onto the wet grass windrow. And it's all personal choice here, but you see, if we're getting way over there, it doesn't like to pop it out. But if we scoot over a bit, it'll put it out right next to it. Now the back one's fighting it. So that's the biggest part. And as you can see, as I keep going, it just gets bigger and bigger and worse because it fills it up until it finds an area that it can throw it out. So if you're only using one of these rakes, that isn't too bad. We hop into the store here real quick. I'll show you what I mean. A lot of these should work no problem. These single smaller ones might be your biggest issue. If you actually use them, it only kicks it out on one side. But if you come down to the big ones, they clear their working area and kick it out right in the back. The merger could be difficult depending on how you use it. If you kick it out the center, it wouldn't be a problem. If you're kicking it over on top of another windrow, that's where you could cause a problem. So with that being said, I'm going to take you right into the XML side of it and show you quickly, because I've already done this to a couple different rakes. And it's pretty simple. Just copy and paste your text editor. So here's the same exact rake that is I've already done and showed you in game. The big part is you want to copy your word tedder for your vehicle type at the top. And we're just going to change windrower unpowered to tedder. Now, the store data part doesn't really matter. That's all personal opinion. The categories, you could leave it however you want. Function, you can leave it however you want. I choose to take the function and category, make it a tedder. So that way I can distinguish and keep track of which one's which without having to try it. Now, we flip back and forth, and this is exactly how I did it with one of Giant's rakes and tedders. And you got tedder highlighted for work areas. And work areas is where it's picking it up from and where it's putting it down. So all you got to do is I choose to control F and hit replace. And as you can see, it was already in there from the last one. Oh, come on, Norton, you didn't need to pop up. And then we're just going to replace. And since you need the capital letter in the process windrower area, I skip over that, replace, and we're just going to run right down. Come on, replace. And there we have that. So then as flip right back and forth, and you see how it's the capital T. It does need to be capitalized. So then we come right back over, highlight that, Control F, replace to this one. And then your big thing is to find what you need to all change is you want to change or search for tether. I should say tether. You want to search for windrower. Excuse me. I know where it's already at. But down here in the windrower fill type categories, this is your big one. You could have everything changed over. If you forget this right here, this is what's going to make it not work because it's actually converting the wet grass to dry grass. So you just grab the tether, fill type converter equals tether is what we're looking for. That is what we want. So we're just going to switch that right over. I choose not to change any of the effects at all because it's still going to work like a windrower. It's going to look like a windrower, a rake, however you want to say it. Then you also need to come down and grab tether to close that section out. Now yours is going to have the sounds up in there. And with that being said, it's just a link node to what you got going with. Keep an idea of that link node because we're going to use it again. So delete sounds out, and you want to create a space below tether so that way you got turn on sounds. Once you copy turn on sounds, bring that over your link node, and that's what we're going to put it back to, is what it was. And with that being said, you're not going to have any issues with your game. It's going to convert it right over, and before you know it, you don't even have to TED anymore. And I choose to keep it separate because I'm going to make this a completely separate mod by making sure I save, come back into my mods folder, and you can already see it down here. I already did it exactly the same. And that's what I'm going to do is TED1 to the name because I already got the first one there. It's going to change to the name, and it already knows that that is a separate mod, and you can keep the rake. And like I said, I'll show you by this. Right here is the rake I used as a template, and then this is why I put it into tethers. Right here is the rake I already changed. You can see I own it, and this is exactly what I mean. We clicked on it, and it says tether right there. If you go back to the windrower, you'll see that it says windrower. Perfect. All right, any more little tips, tricks you guys would like to see? Comment down below. Any questions? Thanks for watching, and have a good time.